Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm your master cosmologist, the head cheerleader to the stars, here with a weekly forecast for the collective for the week of May 4th through May 10th, 2026. The word that I channeled for all signs is the word represent, which came up with these two different presentations, which we will get to shortly. I will be working with the Runway Tarot since, well, this is actually a funny story. I chose the Runway Tarot and the Fashion Oracle because in the middle of the night, they spontaneously jumped off my shelf, and let it be known that they wanted to be the ones to work with for this week. And I was like, well, that's pretty darn perfect, because what are you doing when you're walking down the runway? You are presenting yourself, you're presenting what you're wearing, and you are representing a brand. So I also have Fashion Oracle there. And finally, the Love Your True Colors Oracle cards. Also a random hit to go get this deck. And I feel like part of the representation, part of what you're representing is loving your true colors and just being true to yourself. So this felt super appropriate as well. Okay, so let's get into it. I brought along with me my Oxford Dictionary, also kind of perfect because we have the sun in Taurus, and this is the Oxford Dictionary. I'm going to read the definition and then break it down for you what I'm pulling through. It's coming through with the words representation and representative as well. So to represent is to, one, show a person or thing or scene in a picture or play, etc. Two, to describe or declare to be. Three, to state in polite protest or remonstrance. Four, to symbolize. Five, to be an example or embodiment of. Six, to act as a deputy or agent or spokesman for. Representation is one, the act of representing or being represented. Two, the group of elected representatives, emphasis here, elected representatives serving a constituency. I don't use that word ever. Constituency, sorry. Three, a statement made by way of allegation or to convey opinion. Four, a picture or image that represents something else, which I love that because that's what tarot is to me. Representative is one, typical of a group or class. Two, containing examples of a number of types. Three, consisting of elected representatives based on representation by these. There's more depth there, but essentially what we've got going on here is getting a redo to represent yourself to the world. A lot of us have been kind of in seclusion, in hermit mode, doing shadow work, recombining, reconfiguring, recycling, re-editing, for many years. And a lot of us are now getting the opportunity to step out brand new and represent ourselves as we actually know ourselves to be, the I am that I am. We are being representatives as well as a certain group, a certain what. So we have our individual I am, and then we have larger affiliations that we feel associated with. And we are being asked to step into that class and the characteristics and behaviors and responsibilities of those types of beings. And we are also being asked to re-presence, to bring ourselves back into the present. Much of shadow work is digging around in your Akash, going back through your past, and it's not now, it's not present. So there's this need this week to really fully pull yourself into the now and only exist here from here on out. Whoosh. Big releases of energy. What else with represent? Oh, I had already said that. Representing yourself to the world. So one of the things that is really important to understand and to really suss out and define for yourself this week is the what of the I am. What are you? If you are a fairy and you know it, flap your wings. If you're an angel and you know it, clap your wings. If your I am is identified by very particular things, then it's time to match that, essentially. It's time to be that fully. There's no more room for wiggling out, escaping, evading. It's time to be and do the ding-dang thing. It's like your self-image can no longer be incongruent, which means your actions have to match the I am. Who you are has to present itself to the world in that manner. It's a huge maturation, a huge grow up. And what was the other thing about that? Oh, that the world said and decided for you who you were. And this is your opportunity to be like, what you said about me isn't true. Let me show you. Let me show you who I am, who I is. Always ising. Let's go. Let's get some cards here. What wants to come? I am blushing. Holy moly. The amount of energy and heat surging is powerful. I think it's because that is the very basis of energy in the body, is the I am. And when we are not the I am, we drain. We drain ourselves. We fizzle out. We don't have the same go power. And just to state something so powerful is to ignite that power within. So it's coming with a volcanic little eruption and flush of energy here. I've actually had a really beautiful morning of just taking charge and feeling Saturn at 9 degrees of Aries. It's like Saturn pushing the pedal to the metal. One thing I'll say with that, oh, Knight of Swords. Talk about pushing the pedal to the metal. He's the most metallic knight of all of them too, isn't he? I was going to say, you probably will feel a lot of giddy up. It's the year of the fire horse. You might feel a lot of go. Just make sure that you're not frazzling yourself. Like, you can do this without over excitation, without anxiety, without evoking stress or fear responses in the body, where if you feel too hurried, you might need to take it down a notch. This is having a really strong grip on your mind and wielding your mind appropriately so that you can be very proactive, take initiative, be expedient, be efficient without going on hyperdrive and running yourself into the ground, or taking your body into a state that provokes dis-ease and feeling all out of whack. I love that the Knight of Swords came up there because he's also about decisive thinking, decisive executive decision making. It's a very powerful archetype to have lead up this reading, lead up this week for the collective. All right, let's go. Let's see what else. 2 cards. The 5 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. Ooh, this is very neat energy. I feel like this is the power of competition to get creative work done. Where in the past, competition and jealousy and envy and others in your field doing what you do might have destroyed you. It might have brought you down. It might have stalled you in your tracks. This week, you have a really beautiful energy infusing through you where competition begins to be healthy. It's like seeing somebody else in your industry and being inspired by what they presented and riffing off of that, doing your version of it, or seeing someone do really well in your industry and giving them their props, and you also feeling proud of the work that you're producing and putting out there. This is a very big change of utilizing what we would normally deem as negative qualities for the positive. All right, I'm to get a fashion oracle archetype, and I'm gonna go towards the back of the book. It just feels like there's a need to pull something from the future into the present here. It's funny, it didn't open up to one of the typical archetype pages, and I'm going to not repull, like that's an archetype in this book. That's a style icon. This is a quote. The quote says, "Sweatpants are a sign of defeat. You lost control of your life, so you bought some sweatpants." And the quote is by Karl Lagerfeld. OMG, we never want to get to the point where we are so resigned that we just frump around in sweatpants. And it feels like what this is saying is, for a while, you were in sweatpants mode. You felt defeated. You were sidelined on the couch. You were laying around and maybe you're moping misery. This is like, go out and get some spiffy, shiny new armor. Put that armor on. It's not only stylish, but it's defensive. And charge out there again, you know, shiny and flossy. Oh my gosh. I think that's the funniest thing. I'm going to get one of these love oracle cards next. I'm also hearing that the only competition is with yourself from here on out. Yes, see those others, see what they're doing, but make sure that you are only competing against your personal best or trying to push your it's something about just pushing your very best into the world, even if it's hot garbage. I had this image of like this inner dialogue this morning of, if you're an artist, just scribble something out. If you're a writer, just write for the heck of it, even if you end up at the end of the day wadding it up. One of the words that came through with these are huge and hard to I keep pulling enormous cards lately, and there's something about growing into the size and scope and magnanimity of what you're stepping into. You feel a little inept at handling them, like it's too big, but you will be able to handle it, and you'll be able to grow into it. Oh shoot, my story. New moon, full moon, full moon, full moon in Scorpio. The card that I pulled was a mallard duck, and the title of the card was Dabble. And I thought that was brilliant. Instead of ducking and hiding away, pulling on an attitude of water off of a duck's back and then just dabbling. Why not try it? Who cares? Sunk cost fallacy. It was a really freeing word. Like, you don't know who you are right now. You don't know what your next thing is. Dabble. Dabble. Try it. Talk to somebody. Audition it. Wear a couple hats. That's been pretty thematic lately. Okay, so the card that we got is don't take it personally. Gotta cover her titties for YouTube, for BoobTube. Yeah, everything's not a personal affront. I'm going to get another card on that because it feels like... No, I'm not. I'm looking at the 5 of Wands next to it, which feels abrasive, you know? Where in the past you took it personally, what everyone else was doing or saying, or, you know, what they were kind of tossing at you, you can adopt a new attitude of it's not personal. And honestly, you can lean into it's professional now, where you can dare yourself to produce your personal best. And, you know, if the world didn't recognize you, if the world gave you a snubbed nose and dismissed you, it feels like a dare. It feels like a dare to defy that and represent yourself brand new. Like, oh, you didn't know that I was the representative in this field. It's audacity. It's a lot of audacity. Audacity. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the reading there. I am going to be putting out individual signs as well. Readings for all zodiac signs. Oh, one more thing. I forgot. Represent your sign. One of the coolest hits that I got this morning was really representing, if you're a Taurus, be a Taurus. Like, be a shining example of your sign and what it represents. That doesn't mean that you aren't unique and don't have all your own personal facets and qualities that are extra cool, but there's something here about a unification of all of the signs happening right now. All right, so I will see you on another video. Thank you for joining me. Bye.